Welcome to a special G.I. Joe review for 8-year anniversary, where we're going to actually take a look at the leader of the organization that created the name for this channel of Cobra Island in Cobra Commander. And we're going to look at 4 separate Cobra Commanders. But today we're going to start with face-plated Cobra Commander. And we're going to start with his file card, as you see the Cobra Commander right there with Cobra right underneath. And it says Cobra Leader, codename Cobra Commander. And the original file cards, let me take a pause right there. The original file card, the vintage file card, always says Cobra Commander on the front. It says codename Enemy Leader. But I like how he did it with this one. How he made it, updated it and made it more as we know it. And his file name is classified. Primary military specialty is intelligence. Secondary military specialty is ordnance, experimental weaponry. Birthplace is classified, as we come to find out in the cartoon, is Cobra La. And his grade is Commander-in-Chief. So I guess he's like the president of Cobra, but hey. And it's the file card reads, absolute power, total control of the world, its people, wealth, and resources. That's the objective of Cobra Commander. This fanatical leader rules with an iron fist. He demands total loyalty and allegiance. His main battle plan for world control relies on revolution and chaos. He personally led uprisings in the Middle East, Southeast Asia, primarily meaning Vietnam, and other trouble spots. Responsible for kidnapping scientists, businessmen, and military leaders, then forcing them to reveal their top-level secrets. The quote at the bottom is, Cobra Commander is hatred and evil personified, corrupt, a man without scruples, probably the most dangerous man alive. And ironically, the next figure I'm going to look at after I look at the battle helmet or faceplate Cobra Commander is Hoodie Cobra Commander. With this one, everything is exactly the same, except for the picture, as you can see. The pictures are different. But otherwise, the file card is the same. So I'm going to skip this file card. But let's go ahead and take a look at Faceplated Cobra Commander by looking at his accessories, which is Fairy View. Or Fairy View. Of course, you got his figure stand, codename Cobra Commander on the front, upraised Cobra logo. And then he also comes with his helmet, which I'm actually going to put on the figure, as well as his Phantom laser pistol. And cool thing is you have it in his hand. If you don't want him carrying it, he's got this little space in the back. Well, his helmet keeps falling off, so we'll keep the helmet off then. He's got this place where you could just plug it in right here. It is supposed to be a charger port. As you can see, it does go in right there, and it does fit very snugly and very good. So if you don't want it in his hand, you could do that. But his head does rotate full 360. His arm is raised, even though mine's stiff after years of having this guy. He's supposed to have an elbow bend. You can see the crease right there. But his arm does swivel at the gauntlet. He does have the waist figure, or ab crunch. His legs can split to here. He can lift his leg that high. Double knee joint. He can bend at the ankle, but mine's stiff. But his legs do rotate the full 360. So let's gear up this Cobra Commander. And because this is what he usually wears in battle, I'll put the Phantom laser pistol in his hand. And then plug him right here on his figure stand. And there we go. And this is gotta be one of my 2 favorite Cobra Commanders. Primarily this one and the hooded. But this is a top tier Cobra Commander. I mean, you gotta have Cobra Commander and both his battle helmet, which is this one, and face plated, as well as hooded. So that'll be cool. So we're gonna set face plated Cobra Commander off to the side, so we can look at hooded Cobra Commander, which he does come with one less accessory than the faceplate does, because the hood is not removable. But like I said, the file card is the same as faceplated, so we're not going to reread that. But his figure stands same. Codename Cobra Commander with the Upraised Cobra logo. And the Venom laser pistol. So, gotta just quickly show that because we already looked at it. But, his head can rotate a full 360 with the hood. And I like how, I like the original, or the vintage version, because it made him his head look like a Pac-Man ghost. But I also like this one when it makes it look like the wind is blowing it. And of course, his arm can bend straight out this way. Bend at the elbow, but of course it's stiff. And his arm can swivel. He does have the ab crunch. His legs can split. Lift to the front. And whatnot. And double knee bend. Ankle supposed to pivot, but it's like I said, the joints are tight on certain parts, but his legs can swivel. So let's gear him up, and since this is hooded, I will do it like this. And we've got hooded Cobra Commander. This is the one where he's speaking to the Cobra troops, getting them in the mode of battle, in their little prep rally, so to speak. I'll call them prep rallies. But it's where the leader is actually standing in front of the troops, telling them this is what we're doing. This is our game plan. This is how we're going to make our movements. And so this is like that typical uniform. But it's in a more royal blue. Almost the same color as the Cobra officers and troopers uniforms. So this is one of my favorites. So put him off to the side so we can do our next one, which is also another hooded Cobra Commander, but it's the one in crimson red. And of course, he does have the same figure stand, same gun, same uniform, same articulations. But I could actually get this one to bend the elbows somewhat. And his face is swivel, but it's the same articulation as the royal blue hooded Cobra Commander. So I'm not going to really go into full articulation details with this one. This one came in a 3-pack, a Toys R Us exclusive 3-pack with 2 Crimson Guards, a Crimson Guard officer and a Crimson Guard trooper that I reviewed back in April. And it came as a special Toys R Us command staff set. And I do like it with the crimson, but it doesn't really say Cobra Commander as the royal blue does, because that's what we've always seen. We never really seen this in cartoon or comic book form, but it's still a good Cobra Commander. And I'm going to look at the file card for that Cobra Commander, because it actually has a different text. It says Cobra Elite Leader, codename Cobra Commander, file name unknown. Cobra Commander is a ruthless egomaniac who leads the evil forces of Cobra in their bid for world domination. Devoid of conscience and scruples, he will stop at nothing to achieve his terrible goals. A rolling mass of contradictions, Cobra Commander is intelligent, yet oblivious to reality. Very true. Passionate about his nasty aims, yet cold to people. Perceptive of the minor faults of others, yet blind to his own foibles. He is basically a small-time hustler and a card cheat who has risen to greater power than was ever expected. But the same could be said for many infamous dictators of the past. And in the quote at the bottom says, "The G.I. Joe team has no chance against us. What we stand for, fairness and honor, euphemisms for weakness." So, that makes him there's a little bit more in his comic book backstory, and whatnot. And now let's take a look at the most controversial Cobra Commander in Cobra Commander in Battle Armor. And have him all set up, ready to go. And, of course, you know, he has a very different file card. But it contains one of 3 special origins for this guy. It says codename Cobra Commander with battle armor. File name classified. Cobra Commander likes to be up front in the thick of the action with his Cobra Viper forces. Cobra Eels and Vleggies confront the G.I. Joe team. To protect the commander in the heat of battle, Destro had the best technical minds in his armament factory created a special suit of body armor that combines flexible, bulletproof polymer fibers with beryllium steel plate components. The entire suit is air conditioned, solvent resistant, and ray shielded. The helmet is fitted with a integral comm system, internal readouts for environmental quality, and a minimized computer display. Now, the reason why I emphasize Destro is this is the file card where it only alludes to Destro making this battle armor uniform. But I'll go into more details on that later. Quote at the bottom says, "At least we don't have to worry about Cobra outfitting the whole units with these suits. Each one costs about as much as a jet fighter. The plate parts can withstand a direct hit from a heavy machine gun, and the flexible parts will stop anything up to 3.67 to a 367 Magnum. We suspect that the helmet has an anti-tamper device with a direct hookup to a half a pound of plastic explosives." So yeah, if anybody tries to, if you want to kill Cobra Commander, you take his helmet off and blow up his head. But of course, he does have the same figure stand. Oh, bless the tripod. Same figure stand as the other first 3 I looked at, with codename Cobra Commander on the front. But his accessories are totally different. He does have this helmet with the Cobra logo on top with the black O's. At least it's not removable like the vintage one was. So I just put it right back on his head. He comes with this backpack looking thing, which is pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and put that on him. Voila! And he also comes with this futuristic type pistol, which I will put in his hand. The main difference, at least this one doesn't plug into his back. He's got a backpack in that spot. We'll just go ahead and set him on his figure stand. And like I said, this is a very controversial Cobra Commander. Like I said, the file card says he's a Destro made the uniform. But if you're a fan of the cartoon series, primarily Deke, you will know that Naugahyde found the uniform in an old Stingraider, and Cobra Commander put it on. But in the comics, Fred 7, the imposter Cobra Commander created the uniform for Cobra Commander, and Cobra Commander decided to go turn good, and Fred 7 shot him in the back, presumably killed Cobra Commander for several issues. It put the battle armor on and posed as Cobra Commander and led Cobra in the Cobra Civil War on Cobra Island and won. Go figure. A fake Cobra Commander beats the Pentor because the real one couldn't do it. But this is the first Cobra Commander I had as a kid in the vintage. I never had face painted or hooded as a kid, but this was the first Cobra Commander I had as a kid in the vintage run. So, and ironically, this is the first Cobra Commander, or the first Cobra Commander I bought when I restarted collecting the 25th anniversary on Up figures. Him and Destro, the single-carded 25th anniversary Destro. So yes, I still keep the very first ones I bought. And but this is a cool-looking figure. I mean, all these Cobra Commanders, so let me bring them all in. Because you got battle armor here. You have right here, you have the battle helmet Cobra, or face painted Cobra Commander. You have hooded Cobra Commander. And you also have crimson hooded Cobra Commander. I kind of wish they could have made a crimson face painted Cobra Commander, because that would have been cool. You know, go along with both, so I could have two of each. But I've got all the multiple figures of hooded Cobra Commander, you know, that I've also looked at on this channel. I got the retro line Cobra Commanders, the 250th anniversary 3-pack Cobra Commanders, the Pursuit of Cobra Commander, and I also have Rex Lewis, who in the Rise of Cobra movie became Cobra Commander. So I've got multiple versions of Cobra Commander. I even got the Imposter Battle Armor Cobra Commander. You know, so I have quite a few Cobra Commanders in my lot here, because Cobra Commander's got to be my favorite Cobra figure. You know, so if they have a Cobra Commander, I want it. You know, I still got to get the classified versions, but that'll take when it comes. But this has been Cobra Commander. Happy anniversary, Cobra Island. Thank y'all for you viewers that's kept me on for so long. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.